Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. And Path of the Damned. Difficulty. Enemies receive a bonus to most stats and encounters have many more enemies. This option can't be changed in-game. It's only intended for players who want the most punishing encounters. Oh my god, Sharian, do you think I can do it? The Path of the Damned. Do you think I can do it? Or should I just play hard? Easy to hard mostly change how many enemies you will encounter. And then this gives them stat boosts as well. I see. And then expert mode disables a number of helper features. So I guess it just reduces the interface. But I want to see the interface because it's really cool, I hear. And then this is basically Iron Man. But now that is crazy. I mean, sometimes the game mechanic will just not explain itself properly, and I will die due to the game not explaining itself well. And then I'm just, what, try again the entire story? That's boring. I'm definitely not gonna do easy, that's pathetic. I don't think you should start Path of the Damned. Well, but I cannot turn into the Path of the Damned mid-game, right? And I'm not gonna play through the game twice. Come. So I might as well see what it has to offer in terms of difficulty, because I'm not gonna be playing it twice. Chaos! Welcome, welcome. And by the way, Chaos, I think there's some issues with your subscription. You probably haven't fixed that PayPal bullshit that we've been talking about 2 weeks ago. I'm hoping your subscription won't automatically cancel, just because it cannot charge money. Path of the Damned is easy, what's Dan? Alright, Toes, let's just do it. Yeah, I'm going Path of the Damned. And we'll see what happens. I played quite a lot of Warcraft 3. I was at one point practicing to become competitive.
Blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead.
Oh no.
You will go no further.
Oh, it's such an ambush. It's always an ambush. It's never not an ambush. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be reading the dialogues, that's for sure, Toes. It's too cool not to. I did it in Divinity, I can do it here, right? I changed the gameplay, Stone of Death. I'm not gonna change the entire description, I'm not gonna type that much on my keyboard. Male, of course. And then, humans, mostly called folk, are the most common race in the Dirwood, the Aether Empire, Old Vailea, and the Vailian Republics. Though not as large as the towering Aumaua, humans are known for their strength and willpower. Oh damn it, I can actually mouse over. So Dirwood is a colonial nation founded by settlers from the Aether Empire. Following a series of conflicts with Aether, the territory became independent in 2672 AI, and is now ruled by a duke who is elected by 7 earls that oversee its earldoms. Vailian Republics, a mercantile power and former colony of a larger, more ancient nation, the Old Vailea. The republics lie to the south of Dirwood and Ayr Glenfath, and are ruled by a duke elected by the Conswagli Assegia a council of 14 dukes, including its 5 most prominent, the Duke Bells. And the Amawa. That's like from the Avatar. That's way cool. That's way cool. You can change the difficulty between easy to hard, but you can't switch out or into Path of the Damned. Well, that's why I'm chasing the path. I wouldn't want to regret choosing the lower difficulty and then not enjoying the game in its fullest when it comes to gameplay challenge. I selected the hardest difficulty in Divinity and I still had, I would say, too easy of a time. The mighty Aumaua are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as Rauatai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. If I wanted a warrior, I suppose that would be my warrior. But now I'm gonna look for some kind of mage or cleric. Dwarf. By virtue of land covered and number of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in Durwood, the Valian republics, and are almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. Minus dex, but might and con, that's also a good warrior faction. And then the elf. Elves are the dominant race in Air Glanfath, a territory comprised of the forest southeast of Bale River, populated indigenously by a group of loosely affiliated tribes, collectively known as Glanfadans, and governed by a council of its 6 most powerful tribes. Air Glanfath is home to a large number of ruined Angwithan sites, with Glanfadans hold sacred. The ruins have been at the center of a number of large-scale conflicts with Dirwoodan colonists, whose settlements often encroach on Glanfathan territory and who frequently seek to plunder the ruins for their relics. Dex and Perception boost. The Orlan. The Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlans are commonly found in Air Glanfath, the Ixamital plains, and parts of the Dirwood. They're known for their mental intensity and quickness. Perception, Resolve. But minus to might. Physical strength. Oh, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. Interesting, the way it works. Senses, pick up on details. Catch someone in a lie. Make an observant comment about appearance. Notice something happening in the background. That sounds fun. And the Resolve. Internal drive, determination. So it's like will from... It's like wisdom from Baldur's Gate, isn't it? Are the Godlike. Dex and Intellect. The Godlike are the children of the Kith, civilized races, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider the blessing. These aspects take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant heads shapes are typical, and Godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature, their inability to reproduce, the Godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Bonus to Intellect, the logic and reasoning capabilities, useful for deduction, sudden realizations, and problem solving. Contributes to will defense, influences the duration and the areas of effect for abilities and talents. And then hand-eye coordination, sleight of hand, fast reactions in combat. Action speed with attacks, spells, and abilities. They have -1 might. Yeah, that's true, actually. That's true. Huh. Thematically, I do like the Godlike. That looks really cool. And then I guess the intellect would help me since I am... Since I'm playing a mage. But it's just durations and area of effect. But I guess that's most of the spells contribute from one of the two. Um. 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 Maintaining concentration with resolve could also be useful for spellcasting. I'll take the Godlike. It's way more fun. Death Godlike are the most distrusted of their kind. Strange growths cover their eyes, or in some cases entire face, giving them a sinister appearance. The growths are transparent for the Godlike, but opaque for the outside, hiding their features. Death Godlike are commonly killed at birth, because many cultures consider them to be harbingers of doom. Oh man. That's way fun. Death's Usher. When the Death Godlike attacks an enemy with 25% or less endurance, their damage is increased. Fire Godlike. Oh man, that's way fun. The bodies of Fire Godlike often resemble hot metal, burnt wood or stone with harmless flames that erupt from the cracks in their skin. Fire Godlike are objects of both reverence and fear in the Dead Fire Archipelago. Many locals believe they have the power to awaken volcanoes, or that killing one will cause a volcano to awaken. In the Dirwood, Fire Godlike are often seen as a sign of blessing of Margren, goddess of war and fire. Battle Forge. When reduced below 50% endurance, Fire Godlike glow like metal and forge, gaining damage reduction and doing small amount of fire damage to any creature who hits them in melee. If I was playing a fighter, that would be my choice. For a more tanky thing. Moon Godlike are the most tolerated of the Godlike, while their skin tone and large moon-like growth on their foreheads may be strange to some. Their appearance are generally considered more palatable by the other kith. Sailors have many beliefs about Moon Godlike and their propensity to bring luck, though there is little agreement as to what kind of luck they tend to bring. Silver Tide. Every encounter when reduced below 75%, 50 and 25% endurance, Moon Godlike generate waves of healing moonlight that restore endurance to them and their allies. That sounds really cool. Nature Godlike appear to be a fusion of human and animal features, often covered in plants, moss or fungi. This has led to the common stigma that they are diseased, and many are killed at birth because of it. Many druidic orders have a keen interest in nature Godlike because their general curiosity as to how souls occupy animal, plants, and stones. Wellspring of Life grants a bonus to might, con, and dexterity when yours is below 50. I'm gonna take the moon. Healing waves when I take damage. Body type? Oh yeah, because I'm godlike. I guess I'm just like a body type of another race with godlike features. So I'm gonna take an Amawa body, which too bad it doesn't actually give me the Amawa strength, right? And then I'm just gonna glance over the fighting races, but what is a cipher? A recent discovery of the Eastern Reach. Ciphers were once called Brishalgwyn mind hunters by the Glanfadens. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche using an ally or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the techniques have spread through the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time and generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. Ciphers can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These These powers cause focus, which ciphers build through the use of their soul whip. Stealth, lore, mechanics, endurance, health. Health low, endurance very low, accuracy average, deflection high. So not that survivable. +1 to stealth. For scrolls, and then for traps here. So it's like a mix of rogue and in terms of skills and a mage in terms of abilities, perhaps. I think Death Godlike would be far better mage than Moon. That increases your damage on target below 25. Maybe, Calriel, maybe, but... See, when it's already below 25%, then maybe most of the battles might already be won to the point where I may not want to waste spells on it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's that valuable against targets that are already almost dead anyway. My 25% HP left. It's really low. It's really low. Outside of bosses, I'm not sure how important that will be on normal monsters. I think this ability will trigger much more often, especially considering that there probably will be some AoE in this game that will just hit everyone. There's probably going to be some mechanics to hurt mages beyond what I can do to protect them in the back. I'm not sure. It depends on how combat actually works out in this game. Martial zealots, devoted to a god, a ruler, or even a way of life. Yeah, they're fighters, of course. What about a wizard in this game? The masters of academic magic. Wizards are students of the arcane traditions that stretch back beyond the boundaries of recorded history. Wizards have a highly organized group, often forming academies or guilds devoted to research and development in magical studies, and tend to favor environments where inquiry, experimentation, debate, and dissemination of knowledge are encouraged. Many accomplished wizards eventually become known for their eccentricity, their egos, and their unquenchable thirst in all things arcane and occult. 2 lore, 1 mechanics, no stealth, which I do like more, I would say. Even lower health and endurance and accuracy and... oh god, yeah. It's absolute glass cannon. What about a chanter? In every culture across Aora, there are chanters. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic, their hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, chanters form organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world they are just time-honored part of the local folk traditions. Scroll down. Lore and mechanics. Low, average. So that's a passive aura that give me effects over time. What about a priest? Devotees of Eora's deities and practitioners of religious magic dedicate themselves to specific gods, powers derived from their personal beliefs. In contrast to most paladins, they tend to focus on philosophy, teaching, and relationship of religious organizations with common folk. The reception of the priests in any given part of the world depends largely on how their god is revered or reviled by the people who live there. And it's the healer, isn't it? I'm thinking between a cipher and a chanter. Sharon, how does a cipher actually play? How does he actually play? What does he do? What is his role in a party? Of course, those. Yeah, that's what I said I would do, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I could be spending 100 hours within the game. I might as well spend like 30 minutes creating the character that I will spend my entire 100 hours with, right? A more sustained mage with less options. A smaller selection of spells, but more ready access to them. Interesting. Useful for crowd control. Sounds nice, sounds nice. Less flexible than a mage. And what would you say about a chanter? Is it just like a support kind of mage? Is it... does he play more like a wizard or more like a priest, actually? Chanter gets an invocation that does it, though. You're pretty much the only one to get mind control magic. Chanter gets an invocation that does it, though. Yeah, maybe I'll... But the Death Godlike, man, it honestly doesn't seem that good. Why would I use a spell to finish off a really wounded creature? They play somewhat like bards, passive buffs, via the chance. I'm gonna go with a Moon Cipher. Sorry, Calreal. But it's happening. It's happening in Mind Control Godlike. Let's do it. And then I get... if I don't like these abilities, I can always just go back. Antipathetic field. Creates a toxic physical manifestation of the mutual antipathy between the cipher and the enemy target. Anyone caught in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage. So positioning based damage spells. Does it damage the... And I guess it would damage the enemy target as well. That sounds really cool. Shocks an enemy's visual receptors, dazing and blinding them, as well as blinding enemy targets. So target blind for 10 seconds, daze for 10 seconds versus Fortitude, and AoE. It's slightly weaker for AoE, but still. Basically, an AoE disable, Mind Wave. I like both at the moment. Target becomes the object of a concussive blast of psychic energy suffering raw damage from trauma. Targets in a conical area behind the target, failing Fortitude check, are knocked prone from the blast. I'll skip that for now, I think. It irks you, the Moon Godlike. No, I like it, I like it. I like it personally. And I think its ability is better as well. It's supposed to be irksome. It's supposed to set people off. Make them feel uncomfortable in my presence. In the presence of a godlike. Of course it is. It's not an MMO, Raven. It's a single-player RPG like Baldur's Gate of old, except new. and better. Briefly transports the outer shell of an allied target's soul into energy, releasing their electrical burst around them. The area around the target takes shock damage. So it basically does an AoE blast with more damage than the antipathetic field, but around the friendly target. So if I have two fighters in the front, the other one will suffer from it. Tenuous grabs. Assail the target's grasp on reality, frightening and confusing them against their will, which could be weaker than fortitude for most enemies. Frightened for 6 seconds, possibly confused for 6 seconds as well. That's just stat reduction. This is much stronger, but what about blinding? Accuracy reduced by 25 for all sources. Perception reduced by 4, movement reduced by 2. That's some big reductions, but just a reduction. And dazed. It's like a weaker blind. So blinding is not as big as I thought. But this is only single target. What about Whisper of Treason? Imparts a bedeviling secret onto an enemy that causes its allegiance to bend, charming them for the duration. Charmed for 10 seconds, one effect. Only one can be active at a time. And pretty solid reductions. I think I want the AoE crowd control. The shock spell of enemies only? Yeah, foe AoE, I guess. Yeah, then it's actually really good. It's 22 to 30 damage, whereas this would be 10 to 20. But that's like every second, isn't it? I would want both this and Soul Shock. I'll take Soul Shock in the future. Surely I will be able to, right? And then, oh my god, the stats. I guess it's nice that they actually select which ones are most important. Two. Is there any maximum? Yep, there is. Okay, I maxed out my intellect for sure. I like that there is no charisma, and it's just the charismatic effects are spread between other stats. I really appreciate that. Because charisma always felt like something I want to do for the story, I want to take for the story, but didn't have impact on combat, so it really felt bad to take it, but felt bad not to take it either way. So I really didn't enjoy the charisma mechanic, whereas now, the fact that I will be able to make more intellectual, logical assumptions and realizations because I have intellect, or if I took perception I would be able to notice finer details. I really like that system way more than just an arbitrary charisma that does everything for conversations. The resolve. What is concentration? How likely am I to have their spells interrupted? Seems useful. Why is it not with a star? Why is dexterity with a star instead? Oh. Weird. I guess action speed is useful for everyone, isn't it? But computes their reflex damage. Interesting. And might. Damage and healing. So yeah, that's pretty much important for everything, isn't it? Two. Does it actually reduce the casting speed, like the duration I need to channel the spell before it is casted? Well, I have a sword Stone of Death, but what if it's just a cosmetic thing? And I'm not actually a fighter? Oh. Seems like Resolve would be something I want much more. Two. 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 Um. 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 Two. Well, if it speeds up casting, let's make a more well-rounded character, I guess. Like that. What do you think about this, Sharian? How would you comment on such a stat distribution? Nerealis says intellect and might is the best choice. But see, what if I'm taking a lot of crowd control spells, Nerealis? They don't get modified by might at all. You need to attack with your weapons to restore your focus. Oh, damn. Ditch Resolve. Two. Yeah, if I have to fight with my weapon to restore my ability to cast spells. Two. Two. And yeah, maybe like this. Maybe like this. If ranged weapons would work well for my restoration of mana, I will want ranged weapons, yes. Will the ranged weapons work just as well? Yeah, I would like ranged weapons and crowd control with my mage. So if that is a thing that still works, yeah, I'll drop the might. Oh, I will play warriors. I will have warriors in my team. Green mana is good to have two very fast weapons, dagger or something like this. Ranged are slow. I chose the highest difficulty, Curtis. The highest difficulty there is. Because I figure I'm not gonna play this game twice, so I might as well see all it has to offer in terms of difficulty on its first go, because there's not gonna be a second go. Yeah, I can use any weapon to replenish your focus, but apparently, from what the people are saying, the attack speed of the weapon matters because it's recovery per hit. And so the more hits, the more I recover. So yeah, maybe two daggers would then work the best. But Sharian says it's restored, depends on damage dealt, which means a slower weapon with high damage would still work. I guess warriors are maybe just too boring and generic. Could go for crossbows or guns. Yeah, let's do a crowd control mage. I guess I would then need more dex for accuracy, or no, I would need... What would I need for ranged accuracy? I guess dex. So what would I build for a crowd control and ranged cipher? Max out intellect, and then resolve, dexterity, perception. Accuracy can't be increased by attributes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say, so I was wondering. I guess some might could still be helpful. But yeah, maybe dexterity then for the action speed. I wonder how much will it hurt me to keep this constitution so low. Hmm. It's 3% health for one con. Not that big. 2. I'll get it up to 10 just in case, just to not have anything negative, but I don't know, I don't know. Hey Nesseroth, I'm playing Pillars of Eternity with my eye tracking and taking pretty much like 40 minutes now, I think, to, yeah, it's like 30 minutes to create my character and it's still not done. And then a culture. I'm having a lot of fun with it though. It's a kind of game where you really do want to take your time, or, well, you know, it's a long game. So many times I have cursed my bad choices when creating characters in Divinity. I might as well take my time here. The eye tracking is working like yesterday, except slightly more precise, because I did recalibrate and I got more comfortable with it. I looked into the workaround that you proposed, and I don't think it's gonna work too well for me. I think I will need to wait for the actual official support of voice attack to be able to do what I want to do. Because what I want to do is have a command that actually presses the button for zoom in, and then and then presses the button again in like 2 seconds, so that I can have precise clicks. Slower but precise, that's what I would want. And that is not possible with that workaround as far as I understand. So this game is a gigantic RPG, like Divinity, like Baldur's Gate. The Aether Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world, centered around the Ecuador, and it's a tropical climate. Resolve +1 from that. The Deadfire Archipelago. Oh my god, I could be a wild man. Consisting of the nation of Nasitak, dozens of Aumawa settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Aumawa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. From what I hear, Black Angel, it's an extremely good game. Ixa Middle Plains. Located in the northeast of the Air Glenfath, the plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas. Resolve again. Farm is extensively farmed by humans and Orland residents. Ixa Middle culture is of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread little over the past several thousand years. Old Valia. Crown jewel of the southern seas. The Old Valia is now crumbled remnants of the empire of warring merchant nations, counting many humans and dwarves among their rank. The Old Valian country are still forces to be reckoned with. They're proud of their rich cultural heritage. For intellect, could be important. The face is indeterminable, Calriel. I know it bothers you. I do realize, and maybe I won't play for 100 hours because the game will hurt my hands too much. I don't know. For now, you have voted on it, so I'll play. I don't know, maybe I'll play less. Rawatai. Dominated by the Aumaua nation of Rawatai. The Gulf itself is a host to a number of nations, most of them Aumaua, Orlan, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements to the east, in the east. The Gulf is a land of riches. A constitution, I'm not interested. The living lands for might. The mountain region in the large northern island, renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. And the white that wends. What? A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice. The white that wends is a home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers. Perception. The Old Valia, with its ancient cultural heritage and the intellect bonus, is my choice. And I got a dueling rapier from what it seems. And the long steel and a short steel, which is something I would really enjoy. Short steel mostly for blocking, I guess, and long steel for lunging. Oh, and then a background. Aristocrat for lore. Survival colonist. What would a survival be good for? Survival allows characters... I love these tooltips, by the way. Such a brilliant piece of game design. I love it. Like, they introduce words, concepts, game mechanics in such a natural way where I can just mouse over whatever I'm curious about. Normally in games, they would throw out these words without telling you what they mean, and then you would have to just find out in-game. Here, I love it. Survival allows characters to make better use of the food and potion items they find. Duration of those beneficial items. And wilderness challenges. Drifter. So I'm just basically traveling a lot. Stealth and survival. Laborer. Athletics mechanics. Merchant for lore and mechanics. As long as there isn't XCOM. Alright. There was not a single vote for XCOM today, so you can feel good about that. Artist for lore. Same as the aristocrat. Dissident. You've made a name for yourself as a troublemaker. Disrespect for authority and a lack of care. That sounds like me. But stealth, I'm not sure if stealth is what I want. How useful is stealth actually in this game? Lord of Zulima. Is that the RPG that Tornis played with this might and magic style combat? I liked it from what I've seen, if that's what I've seen. I'm normally not too big on large RPGs on this channel, but I did play Divinity. I suppose I could get into another one, but it does take a lot of time, and people do get bored and want to watch something else on a stream like mine. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe one day, maybe. Who knows? I definitely would prefer Pillars of Eternity. More exciting, I'd say. And a Hunter for stealth and survival. How much would you say I would be using stealth? Because I've played a stealth rogue in Divinity, for example, and yeah, it had some uses, but not nearly as much as I would like. Yeah, this looks totally like an aristocrat or an artist, but a dissident could also work, I suppose. A merc for athletics. Counter fatigue. Go further and fight longer before they suffer penalties. Interesting. Climbing, swimming, and then some lore. Or a slave for athletics and survival. Stealth isn't important. I'm not worried about the look. I can change it later, yeah. I'm thinking maybe a colonist. For the survival of it. Or a slave would have athletics and survival. Or stealth, nah. Lore and mechanics. I would like one lore, one survival, but... There is no lore survival. Maybe I'll just... Mercenary would be something I would choose in terms of my role-playing, and it's not the worst choice ever. Well, I'm not a slave. I wouldn't be a slave. I would be a former slave who freed myself and makes his own way in the world. Knows what it's like for life to be tough and survives where others would falter and die. Doesn't sound too bad to me. I'm kind of between aristocrat, colonist, and merc. Oh hey, Ankylia, yeah, people voted for it, and I have my eye tracking, so maybe that'll help. It's probably not that big of a choice anyway. I'm gonna take a colonist, since I am out to create a new colony. Seems fitting. Seems fitting. Colonist from Old Valia. Oh yeah, that is way cooler. This or this. I like the tattoos on the cheekbones. Let's keep this one. Well, this one has tattoos on the cheekbones too, and yeah, I'll take this. Okay. The colors are nice. How would this look? Oh, it's actually not. I thought it was the shiny colors. Now let's make it fitting with my natural shine. Oh god, Tiger doesn't like it. Tiger hates it. Lore lets you use higher level scrolls, so it's good. Yeah, for mages like me, lore would be better. Yeah, okay. I'm an aristocrat that got broke and tried to settle new lands with his dueling blades. Dueling steels. Click on. Oh shit, they're actually humans as well now. Click off. There's not that many godlike portraits then, are there? Click on. Unless there's more somewhere else. Click off. Maybe I'll keep this. And then the voice. Obviously male.
What is it? Now I am the leader of the group. A blade in the dark.
Not bad, not bad.
Huh? Follow me. Nice and slow. Huh? Follow me. Take him down. Easy now. Yes? Leading the way. Attack! The better part of valor. I'm here. Leading the way. Yeah!
Time to see and not be seen. Hmm? I've got this. After them!
Silence surrounds me. Oh? I shall lead us.
Let's take the male sinister. I liked it most. Can still change any part of it. Click on. What's up with the black woman voice? What are you guys talking about? That's crazy. I'm not choosing a woman voice to my male character now. Oh, look at... That is a really cool portrait if I was playing female. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Click off.
They won't see me coming.
But it's so inconsistent though. Because it's a fire godlike. Oh man. Home. 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 I don't remember what was my portrait anyway. Home. 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 Oh, it was just one ahead. Home. Home. Yeah, this one fits. Home.
What is it?
Home. Ah, let's do it. Let's do it.